This video is sponsored by Wacom. Let's look at 5 pieces of tech for you to consider as you head back to the classroom this year and what role each piece plays in your classroom. As a teacher, your most essential device is likely going to be your laptop. And the biggest bang for your buck that you can get with a laptop right now is the M1 MacBook Air. This is the first MacBook Air with Apple's M1 chip, and without getting too technical, what that means for you is that you could have a ton of tabs open, a YouTube video playing, a Zoom call running, and be screencasting all of that at the same time, and the M1 MacBook Air won't slow down even though all of that is going on. Even if you're a media teacher, I've edited 4K footage on this without any problems. The battery life is really great and should last you the day without having to recharge. This is Apple's most powerful laptop that you can get at the $1,000 price point, and if you're okay going refurbished, you could find it for $850. A few things to note, there are only a couple of USB-C ports on there, so you will likely need a hub that you can plug in, like this one from Anker, which runs about $80, and it'll allow you to plug into your projector as well as plug more traditional USB devices into your MacBook Air. If the M1 MacBook Air is outside of your budget, I asked friend of the channel, John Sowash, who is the Chromebook master, which Chromebook he recommends to teachers today. He gave me 2 options at 2 different price points. One of the best Chromebooks that you can get right now is the Asus Flip CX5, which John has been using recently, and he said he loves it. It's got a nice big 16-inch screen. It's got a tablet mode. It has 128 gigabytes of storage on the device. He also recommends the Lenovo Chromebook Duet. This one is a little bit more of a tablet than it is a laptop, but it can serve both functions. So if you're just looking for something reliable that you can connect to the internet and use in the classroom, it'll get the job done. Like the MacBook Air, the Duet only has USB-C, so you would need an adapter to be able to plug it into your projector. Now that you've got your device, one of my favorite tech tools and helping me work on my computer so much more efficiently is called a Stream Deck. What it is physical buttons that you can program to do basically whatever you want on your computer. Let's say you have 3 websites that you open every day: your email, Google Classroom, and your calendar. You can program one button for each of those, so when you press it, it opens up that website. But that's not much better than just having bookmarks. What's really cool about the Stream Deck is that you can have multiple things happen when you press one button. So I could press one button to open up all 3 of those websites at once, even though I don't have my browser open to begin with. If you find yourself typing the same thing over and over to students or parents in your email or in Google Classroom or anywhere on the computer, you can program all those common responses as a button on the Stream Deck, so when you push it, it just pastes that text right where your cursor is. And you can also program sound effects in there, which is always fun. Throw in an air horn to get kids hyped. The Jeopardy theme could serve as a 30-second timer in your classroom, or just throw in a fart sound effect and see if anyone notices. Can you tell that I was a middle school teacher? This 15-button Stream Deck is $150, but they also have a 6-button one that is $80. So now that you're rocking and rolling with your Stream Deck, it's time to start making some lessons for your students. And here at EdTech Classroom, we are big fans of creating screencast lessons for your students that they can watch at their own pace and frees up time for you as the teacher to meet individually or in small groups, since you're not lecturing nearly as much. I've been screencasting since 2013, and as a math teacher, I always wanted to be able to write out the math on the computer screen so my students could follow along, and so I got a tablet. And my current writing tablet of choice is the Wacom Intuos. I can pull in my document on the screen and then begin writing on my tablet, and then that writing shows up on the screen while I am recording my screen with the screencast. The thing about the Intuos that I like is that you can program these buttons at the top to do whatever you want. So you can program one button to undo whatever it is that you just did, or program another button to go to your next slide or whatever. Couple that with an extension called annotate.net, and now you can not only annotate things like Google Slides, but you can actually write over actual web pages. And what's nice is the writing sticks to that part of the web page as you are scrolling. I got the medium size Intuos because I'm usually working on a 27-inch monitor, which is a little bit bigger, but the small Intuos should be perfect for anyone that is working primarily on a laptop. You can save 20% off of your Wacom tablet if you use the coupon code WACOMNEWEdTech and you order through Wacom.com's website. So now that you've got your screencasts made, you arrive to class and you've got a slideshow ready to show your students exactly what they're going to be working on today. One of my new favorite tools is this presenter remote by a company called Norway. That's got a forward and a back button that allows you to be able to cycle through your slideshow using those buttons without having to be right next to your computer hitting the next button. I've struggled with these before, sometimes working in one app but not the other, but I tested this with Google Slides, PowerPoint, Genially, and Prezi, and it worked for all of them. So by default, the bottom button goes to the next slide, and then the top button goes to the previous slide, kind of like you're going up and down the slideshow. But you can customize the buttons to do whatever you want using the free software that it comes with. You can even set what happens when you hold one of the buttons for 2 seconds. So I wanted it to start my slideshow by holding the top button for 2 seconds, and then I can continue to cycle through the slides by just hitting the next button on the remote. It connects using a USB receiver that I plugged into my computer, and I like that the little USB receiver goes back into the presenter remote magnetically, so you're a lot less likely to lose it. So now your students are ready to get started on their lesson, and some of them are going to be watching the screencast that you made for them. And even though you told your students always have headphones in your backpack for whenever you need to listen to a screencast, it's inevitable that some of them will not have their headphones. So instead of lamenting and being like,
kids these days aren't prepared for anything,
you can solve that problem with a class set of headphones. This set gives you 10 headphones for $30. So these are not the most premium quality sounding headphones, but they sound just fine and they do the job. And based on the reviews, it sounds like the company is really good about replacing any that stop working during the year. And I really like that they're multicolored. I feel it's just a lot more fun than having a bunch of gray and black sets of headphones. I do recommend coming up with a routine or procedure for managing your classroom headphones so they're less likely to get lost or damaged. You can put headphones in a plastic bag and number the bag, and not only will this keep them super organized, but having the cable inside of the bag will keep it from getting tangled up with the other cables in your headphone bucket or wherever you have them. This will be a great opportunity to create a classroom job of headphones manager where they distribute and ensure that the headphones are being properly stored and cared for. I would order as many as you need for everyone to be able to have a pair of headphones in the classroom. And out of anything on this list, I would really push for your admin to use school funds to pay for this, because this is directly a resource and supply for the students in the classroom. The bonus item on this list is a quality backpack to carry all of this tech to and from school. The first district I worked at gave all the teachers a Swiss Gear backpack, and I loved it, but when I left the district, I had to give the backpack back. So I ended up buying my own, which was pretty much the same model that I had with the district. I used that backpack for about 8 years, and it often doubled as a travel backpack. And when I was researching for this video, I found that Swiss Gear had an updated model of my favorite backpack style of theirs. And so I got it, and I have really been enjoying it. The straps are super durable and comfortable. It's got a back compartment that'll fit a laptop up to 17 inches, so the MacBook Air will fit in there just fine. The compartment next to that's got this little pocket that'll fit a smaller tablet. I was able to put my Wacom small Intuos in there, and I really like this front pocket for putting my computer charger, my USB hub, and my headphones for easy access. Inside there's a small pocket for your phone, or if you're like me and keep your phone in your pocket, it is a good spot to put your phone charger. And the rest of my folders and notebooks and books fit in that main compartment as well. Of course, it's got the pens and pencils and keys section, as well as spots on the side for your water bottle and snacks. I will note that compared to most other backpacks I've used, this is a little bit on the heavier side, even if you don't have a lot of stuff in there.